여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-soa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news to K-culture and photos. And today we go over to Busan, the host city of the recently concluded 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Meeting. And with that, let's dive in. Joining me for today's show is Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to everyone joining us today on K-Culture Dive. I'm Bella Kim, here to co-host and fill you guys all in with the latest in K-entertainment.
All right, let's kick off with K-Inter News, Bella. So previously on our show, we did mention the change coming up at the Grammy Awards starting next year because they have a new category. This is titled Best Asian Pop Music Performance. And around a month and a half after this announcement, BTS have voiced their opinion in regards to this, and they are basically boycotting the Grammys.
Right, so BTS have announced that they will not submit their music for consideration at the upcoming Grammy Awards. The group shared the decision through their social media, saying they hope music will be appreciated for its artistic value rather than being categorized by region or language. The announcement comes after the Recording Academy introduced the new category, the Best Asian Pop Music Performance, which recognizes pop music from Asian artists including K-pop, J-pop, and C-pop. With this, BTS's statement has been widely interpreted as a response to the Academy's decision.
So what are the experts in the music industry saying in regards to this issue?
Well, while the Academy says the category reflects the growing global influence of Asian pop music, critics argue that grouping diverse genres under a single regional label reinforces a Western-centered perspective. Additionally, many people in the music industry believe the new category could limit Asian artists' opportunities to compete in the Grammys' major pop categories, despite increasing their chances of winning within a regional division. The Grammy Awards, presented by the Recording Academy since 1959, are one of the most prestigious honors in the global music industry. However, the awards have long faced criticism for being slow to recognize diversity and for favoring traditional mainstream artists. The 69th Grammy Awards will take place on February 7, 2027, and submissions will close on August 28th.
And as a matter of fact, BTS is actually the first K-pop act that has received a nomination for a Grammy, and not only one, but 5 nominations since 2021. And that's due to hit songs such as Dynamite and Butter that we've been talking about recently, which are still shooting up the charts. So because BTS had a big influence in reshaping how the Western music industry is viewing K-pop, I think this issue is going to have some impact for a while. But Bella, we're going to move on now to Katseye, I guess.
Katseye, global girl group, they're celebrating another major milestone with their latest single, Animal. According to Hype labels, the song debuted at #1 on Spotify's Top Songs Debut global chart for this week's tracking period. This weekly chart ranks newly released songs worldwide, while the track also landed at #2 on Spotify's Top Songs Debut US chart. Animal, co-written by global pop star Ed Sheeran, features an upbeat rhythm and an addictive chorus. The song recently gained additional attention after being featured in promotional content for the upcoming film Spider-Man Brand New Day. Katseye are set to release their 3rd mini-album Wild on August 14th.
Bella, remember last time we talked about this specific song, Animal, and the music video where we see Demi Moore actually saying, "Let's get wild." So maybe that was a reference to the album coming up in August.
That's what I thought too, I know.
All right, but moving on to another girl group that's doing great on the music charts in neighboring Japan.
Yes, it's Illit. They are off to a strong start in Japan with their latest single. The group's 2nd Japanese single, I Got Your Back, debuted at #3 on Orichan's daily singles ranking. The new song also spent 4 straight days at #1 on one of Japan's major music streaming platforms, AWA's real-time rising chart. The success of I Got Your Back doesn't stop there. It also charts on major music platforms including Line Music, Spotify Japan, and iTunes Japan. On Spotify Japan's daily top songs chart, Illit placed 4 tracks including I Got Your back. It's me, Magnetic, and Iconic by Mistake. Meanwhile, the music video for the new single is also attracting global attention. It topped YouTube's daily trending music video in South Korea and reached number 2 in Japan and number 22 in the US, while appearing on the rankings of 29 countries and regions worldwide.
Illit really have established themselves as a very strong performing fifth-generation girl group in Japan. And not only because they have 2 Japanese members, but I also feel like the music often overlaps with fans of K-pop and J-pop. So great achievement by Illit, and thank you, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And let's now go over to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang, over to you.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. The UNESCO World Heritage Committee concluded its 11-day session on Wednesday, the first ever held in South Korea. The committee inscribed 25 new sites, bringing the total number of UNESCO World Heritage sites to 1,273 across 173 countries. Korea also secured an extension of its tidal floods listing by adding those in Seosan, Yeosu, Gohung, and Muan. Next year, Seoul will seek World Heritage status for the capital fortifications of Hanyang, the defensive walls of the Joseon capital. The next committee session is set to be held in Istanbul, Turkey, next year. Amid the rapid growth of South Korea's tourism industry, the Culture Ministry is stepping up efforts to drive a new phase of regional tourism. It convened a national tourism strategy meeting on Wednesday to discuss cross-government initiatives, including the development of regional tourism zones centered on gateway cities. Talks also focused on creation and marketing of tourism products linked to regional airports. Ministry officials stressed that policy coordination and alignment are critical, pledging to take the leadership in mobilizing all resources to deliver tangible improvements that can be felt across the tourism sector. Seoul's Tonggaecheon Stream will reopen as a downtown summer escape starting this Friday, inviting visitors to cool off by dipping their feet in the water. The city will host the 2026 Tonggaecheon Stream Water Splash Festival through August 9th, along a 120-meter stretch between Tonggae Falls and Kwangtonggu Bridge. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., the event will feature waterside seating, shade tents, free water shoe rentals, as well as a best photo prize event. Around 50,000 people attended last year's inaugural festival. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
One of Korea's most treasured works of art can now be experienced in an entirely new way. Through a permanent exhibition designed to bring visitors closer than ever before to the artwork Miindo, a museum in Daegu hopes to turn it into a cultural landmark for both locals and international visitors. Cha Yun-kyung reports.
At the end of a softly lit corridor, inside a small room crafted with traditional Korean paper hanji, is a painting of a lady standing serenely and wearing a subtle smile. It's Shin Yun-bok's Miindo, or Portrait of a Beauty, at a new dedicated gallery at the Kansong Art Museum, Daegu. This exclusive gallery is specially designed for an intimate viewing experience, allowing only a limited number of visitors at a time to deeply connect with the artwork in a quiet, dimly lit space.
Back then, people most likely viewed Miindo inside a moonbong, a room in a traditional Korean house. We have created that sort of environment here at the gallery.
Due to preservation concerns, Miindo was previously shown only under strict limitations, making direct viewing opportunities scarce. This marks the very first time a permanent exhibition has been established for the painting. While a high-precision replica will occasionally be on display, the museum plans to display the original artwork for as long as possible.
Just as you can always view the Mona Lisa at the Louvre in Paris, you can now appreciate Miindo at the Gansong Art Museum Daegu.
Daegu City and the Kansong Art Museum plan to use Miindo as a core local cultural asset by integrating it with various tourism programs and cultural performances. Cha Yoon-kyung, Arirang News.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. Today's keyword is shiku. It's often translated as family, but its meaning goes much deeper. In Korean, shik means food and gu means mouth. So rather than simply meaning family, shiku refers to people who share meals together. It's a reminder that in Korean culture, eating together is one of the strongest ways to build relationships. And that idea came up during President Lee Jae-myung's recent AI Leaders Dinner in San Francisco. As everyone gathered around the table over a California meal, Lee explained that in Korea, people who eat together are considered shiku. Even NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang joined the moment, replying, "We are family." It was a simple toast, but it was introduced a uniquely Korean way of thinking because sometimes sharing a meal is enough to make people feel like family. K-pop may sound modern, but some of its biggest hits are rooted in Korea's traditional music. That's exactly what visitors are discovering at the Korean Cultural Center in Buenos Aires through a special exhibition called Gugak. Inspired by the Korean words for a traditional ritual, the iconic cat head, and talented performers, the exhibition explores how Gugak, Korea's traditional music, continues to inspire today's K-pop. From traditional instruments and costumes to hands-on craft activities, visitors don't just observe, they learn, create, and experience Korean culture for themselves. With guidance from culture experts, participants even make traditional crafts by hand, turning curiosity into a deeper understanding of Korea's rich cultural heritage. And judging by these smiling faces proudly holding their handmade creations, it's clear that Argentina's love for K-pop is encouraging many fans to discover the traditions behind the music. K-pop isn't just something fans listen to anymore. It's something they perform. Just look at this incredible scene. Performers of all ages, styles, and backgrounds fill the stage, united by one shared love, K-pop. That excitement was on full display at this year's K-pop cover dance festival in Mexico, where a record-breaking 557 teams took part, making it the largest competition in the event's history. Dressed like their favorite idols, contestants impressed the crowd with synchronized choreography, eye-catching costumes, and remarkable stage presence. While staying true to the original performances, many also added their own unique style and interpretation. Choosing a winner was no easy task, but whether they took home a trophy or not, every team helped showcase how K-pop has grown into a global culture, bringing people together through music, dance, and a shared passion. Korea is in the middle of another hot summer with scorching daytime temperatures and tropical nights that make it hard to sleep. And there's one place where thousands of people had to escape the heat, Haeundae Beach in Busan. Under blue skies and beside the sparkling ocean, the shoreline fills with families, friends, and visitors eager to make the most of a summer day. On Korea's hottest days, it's where summer memories begin for many Koreans. Wow, this place is absolutely packed with people. Just look at this. By day, the beach becomes a sea of umbrellas, colorful floats, and smiling faces. And even after the sun goes down, the crowds don't disappear. As the heat lingers into the night, many people return to the beach to enjoy the cooler sea breeze, proving that in Korea, summer fun doesn't end when the sun sets.
Whether around a dinner table, on a dance stage, or by the beach, these moments show that Korean culture is all about sharing experiences together.
The 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee has successfully concluded in Busan. During the meeting, new World Heritage sites were inscribed, while delegates from around the world also discussed a wide range of issues, including heritage conservation and the growing impact of climate change. Today, we're connecting with Dr. Kim Ji-hyun, Chief of Policy at the Korean National Commission for UNESCO, to take a closer look at the key outcomes of this year's session and what they mean for the future of World Heritage. Hello, Dr. Kim.
Hi, Dr. Kim.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Dr. Kim. So to begin, how would you assess the overall outcome of the 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee?
Well, I would evaluate the overall outcome very positively. The Busan session was meaningful, not only because it was the first World Heritage Committee session hosted by the Republic of Korea, but also because it produced both symbolic and practical results. The unanimous adoption of the Busan Declaration on July 20 was particularly important. I believe it sends a clear message that World Heritage protection now requires stronger collaboration in the face of climate change, armed conflict, development pressure, and other global challenges. Korea's successful expansion of Gaepal, Korean tidal flats, also showed that hosting this session was connected to concrete progress in heritage conservation.
Right. Collaboration and cooperation was really the key word throughout this year's session, I believe. And in fact, the Busan Declaration, I hear, officially adds collaboration to UNESCO's existing 5 strategic objectives like credibility, conservation, capacity building, communication, and community. So really highlighting that protecting World Heritage is truly a shared global responsibility.
Definitely. And the World Heritage Committee is responsible not only for inscribing the new World Heritage sites, but also for discussing how these existing sites should be protected and managed. So what were some of the most important issues addressed during this year's meeting on that matters?
Indeed, one of the most important parts of this year's meeting was the State of Conservation Review. This is where the committee examines whether existing World Heritage sites are being properly protected and what kind of measures are needed when they face serious threats. This year, the major issues included armed conflict in particular and development around the World Heritage sites. This discussion reminded us that inscription is not only the beginning, but also actually the start. So once a site is placed on the World Heritage list, there is a long-term responsibility to protect its outstanding universal value.
And also, did this year's session reveal any notable shifts in the way the international community approaches World Heritage? I mean, were there any emerging priorities or new directions that stood out to you?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, I think the session clearly showed a shift from the mainly inscription-centered approach to a stronger emphasis on conservation, resilience, and shared responsibility. Of course, inscription remains still very important, but the international community is now paying much closer attention to what happens after the inscription. So several priorities stood out: climate adaptation, risk preparedness, responsible development, and community participation. The Busan Declaration that I mentioned earlier also highlighted collaboration as a key direction. This reflects the reality that today's threat to World Heritage are too complex for any single country or institution to address alone.
Right, and now the meeting has ended. What significance did it hold for Korea and for Busan in particular, where the meeting was held to host this year's World Heritage Committee session? And looking ahead, what role do you see Korea playing in the field of World Heritage?
Well, for Korea, hosting the World Heritage Committee was a very important milestone. Korea joined the World Heritage Convention in 1988, and over the past decades, it has developed strong experience in heritage nomination, management, education, and international cooperation. Hosting the session, therefore, showed that Korea is now expected to contribute more actively to global heritage governance. For Busan, the significance is also very special because Busan is an international port city with a rich modern history and a strong cultural identity. So it is also pursuing World Heritage nomination for its wartime capital heritage, which is already on Korea's tentative list. So looking ahead, I believe Korea can play a stronger role in linking heritage conservation with climate action, digital innovation, and the peace, education, and community participation.
And another issue that's kind of popping up is that more and more of World Heritage sites are facing threats from climate change, armed conflicts, and also other global challenges. So how is the international community working together to better protect these sites?
Well, the international community is working through several mechanisms. The World Heritage Committee reviews the conservation status of sites, requests corrective measures, provides international assistance, and when necessary, places sites on the list of World Heritage in danger to mobilize urgent attention and support. But cooperation now needs to go further. I believe climate change, conflict, and development pressure require joint action among governments, experts, site managers, local communities, and international organizations. So I believe the Busan Declaration is very important in this regard because it calls for stronger collaboration and more practical responses. Protecting World Heritage today, I believe, is not simply a national task. It is a shared global responsibility.
And speaking of which, finally, Dr. Kim, how can the public play a greater role in appreciating and also safeguarding our shared world heritage? And what message would you like to leave for our international viewers on that front?
The public has a very important role. I always believe so. World Heritage sites are not protected only by the government or experts. They are protected when people understand their value, visit them responsibly, respect local communities, and support policies that place long-term conservation above short-term gain. My message to international viewers is that World Heritage belongs to all of us, but it also depends on all of us, whether it is a temple or historic city, tidal flat or forest or site of memory. World Heritage connects local places with humanity as a whole. So we should see these sites not only as a place to admire, but also responsibilities we share with future generations.
That is a meaningful reminder that preserving our shared heritage really begins with each one of us. Thank you very much, Dr. Kim, for connecting with us today. Yes, thanks and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you. It is great. My pleasure.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you back here soon.
Yes, I'll see you back soon.
Thanks for watching and for your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.